Lakers are finalizing a deal for the rest of the season with guard Dion Waiters. Waiters, who had only played in 3 games for the Miami Heat this season, worked out for LA earlier this week. So his arrival comes at a point in the schedule where the team could really use him. You see what's coming up for the Lakers right now. Friday, of course, that's today, against the Bucks. And then they got Sunday at the Clippers. It's a big weekend. LeBron spoke yesterday about the test his team's about to face.
It's a weekend where you can just be like, wow, let's get competitive. It's going to be 2 great competitive games, but to know where we stack up, we know where we know where we are. We know who we are. We know we stack up against the best in the league, no matter who it is, win, lose, or draw. Then the competitive side, Friday night Staples, Sunday afternoon at Staples. You just know it's against the 2 of the best teams in the world. You're going to have it's going to be a good competition.
RJ, you got to think that this is a stretch of the schedule that LeBron and the Lakers has kind of circled going into the season. Like, we've got to do well during this stretch. What do you need to see from him specifically?
Well, he's got to close the gap. If he really wants an MVP, quietly, personally himself, and that's been it. It's been Giannis's to lose. And this is a stretch. You have Milwaukee coming in. Then you have the Clippers. Then you have the Rockets, and then you got Utah twice. If Bron goes out there and plays well, if Giannis gives us 22 points and doesn't play well, doesn't shoot the ball well, Bron goes for a 35-point triple-double, the gap closes. If he goes and does the same thing against the Clippers, same things happen.
Let's go back to the sneaky big news, which is the Dion Waiters piece of this. And I understand people will not look at Dion Waiters and say he should be the one who tilts a championship.
Including myself.
But here's the thing.
Will likes
the Clippers are so deep. We just sat here and talked about how when they're all healthy. So tonight's game should be a great show. LeBron against Giannis and throw Anthony Davis in there against Giannis. That's a great show. But Sunday's game is the one where I think we'll really learn a lot because the Clippers are the team that added Marcus Morris. They're the team that added Reggie Jackson. They were deep and added pieces. The Lakers need pieces. Can Dion Waiters help?
Well, Dion Waiters can help because he's a guy that can create shots off the dribble. That's the one thing that they didn't have. And that's why they picked him over J.R. Smith, in my opinion, is because J.R. Smith is a shooter and they have shooters. This is a guy that you can toss him the ball and he can go score. Now, his decision making, some of the things that he's done over the past couple of months, couple of years, that's the one question that they have. And their locker room has been so great. Yeah. That's been something that all of their players have been talking about, especially coming off last year with all of the young players and the drama. To have a great locker room, they understand the importance of that. So Dion Waiters has to try and fit in.
You've been in these locker rooms. Is that a thing where LeBron and those guys are like, you know what, our locker room is so strong that it doesn't really matter if this guy doesn't fit, we'll just figure it out? Or do they really think that Dion Waiters fits in their vibe?
Well, I think that no locker room is too strong. Let's look at Antonio Brown and what happened in the Patriots. You could still have someone disrupt the locker, but I think right now his job, and he's kind of on a last leg, they want to make sure that he can get in there, feel comfortable, but they need him to contribute if they're going to win a championship.
Okay, it's going to be an awesome night in the NBA, and we've got it all for you right here. Tip off your NBA Friday with our next doubleheader on ESPN.
More to get to on football, but how about this? Steph Curry back and better than ever. His first appearance since October 30th. He missed 58 games with a broken left hand, and RJ, everyone, including LeBron, excited to see him back, and for good reason. Look at that pass.
Look, this man can do everything on the floor. The NBA has missed him. Fans have missed him. The casual basketball fans have missed him.
That was a left-handed behind-the-back pass to Andrew Wiggins, and then here he is. That's his first bucket, his first field goal in the second quarter.
Look, you were upset when people were talking about should he play. It's like, yes, he should play. Fans want to see this. Steph Curry is a unique player. He's one of them. That's the way the fans view him. So it's great when he's on the floor.
How much have we missed this? Just how about that moment?
No, I have not missed that. I have nightmares about that. That has affected my life.
Shot clock running out of 32-3. Curry had 11 points at halftime. Third quarter, Warriors playing the Raptors, by the way, and down by 9. But it was Steph Curry who just would continue to put on a show last night. Watch him here.
Well, and again, he has, like, when we talked about what Dame Lillard was doing earlier in the season, just shooting from anywhere all the time, he was basically joining in what Steph has been doing for the last 5 years.
And look how much fun he's having doing it. He was counting out 4 because that was the 4-point play. Now here he is in the fourth quarter, finding his way to the hole. Steph Curry would finish with 23 points, 7 assists, played 27 minutes, but the team they played was good. He would keep them in it, but Pascal Siakam would find a way to win it. Siakam taking it to the hole. In the end, the Raptors win it, 121-113. But for everyone, great to have an NBA superstar back.
It felt great. It was a lot of energy. Just anticipation for tonight, just getting back out there on the floor, just seeing what was going to happen. They didn't really know what to expect, how to handle like the minute restriction and all that. But throughout the 27 minutes, I felt good, so I'm excited to be back out there.
Thought he looked great. He moved well. To me, it feels like, it's on again. We're now through the woods. We can start looking ahead and using these games to prepare ourselves for trying to reach a higher level of play.
Look, it did not take Steph long to go back to being Steph. Last night he attempted 6 threes from 30 feet away. That was tied for the most such attempts in his career.
Let's get to the Rockets and the Clippers. Rockets putting that micro ball to the test against the Clippers at home. And the Rockets would struggle from a fashion sense, if you ask me. But anyway, more on that later.
I think that was the only place they won.
Yeah, well, it's depending on how you look at it, if they won or not. They were struggling to shoot, though, and it continued to be a story throughout the first half, RJ.
Well, my thing is this. Look, the Golden State Warriors changed the game with the way they use threes, but unless you have the Golden State Warriors, you can't just shoot 20 threes and miss all of them.
Yeah.
That is not a formula for winning basketball.
That's the face your coach makes when you miss 20 straight threes. Clippers up by 21, and Kawhi, just watch him right here.
Look at that. That's just a grown man, and he puts him through. If you don't have rim protection, if you want to play small ball, the Clippers have the most talented small ball lineup in the league. You can't beat them playing their game, in my opinion. And that's not even a game they want to play. It's just one of their options.
You saw Zubac there finishing strong. He had 17 points and 12 rebounds. The Rockets are down by 21 at this point.
Felt
Let's
worse.
add a little
It felt
insult
worse.
to injury here. Westbrook. This is painful, and you'll see why right now, because the rim said, no, sorry, you're not going to be able to get this one in.
Look, like, the Clippers have more rim protection, like literal rim protection, than the Houston Rockets do.
All right, so the Clippers win this 120-105. As you just said, RJ, at times it felt even a little worse than that. So what's your takeaway seeing these Clippers dominate the Rockets at home?
My thing is this: the Rockets have the burden of proof, right? They have to prove to us that this lineup can work, and they're going to beat teams because not a lot of people are going to see them randomly and as one game here. But when you get into a 7-game series, if you can't consistently play defense, you can't consistently knock down shots. Now, look. We know that this is one game. We know James Harden is going to shoot the ball better than he will,
right.
today or last night, excuse me. But ultimately, when I look at this Clipper team and the amount of depth that they have, when they have Morris and they have Shaman and they have Beverly, if you're going to go small against them, they have more talented smalls than you do.
So there's really 2 separate conversations to be had here. There's the conversation about the Rockets and what this unique style they're trying to play with is, and then there's the Clippers, and we're going to get a very interesting look at them because they get the Lakers on Sunday. Everybody, hopefully you're already aware, the Lakers play the Bucks tonight and then the Clippers on Sunday, and we will know a lot about the Western Conference when we go to sleep Sunday night.
And I stand by this. This is the Clippers to lose. They have the most talented team. They have a veteran coach. They have a coach that won a championship as their assistant coach that coached with LeBron. So they have a lot of competitive advantages over almost every single team in this league. And to me, it is the Clippers to lose.
Yeah, Kawhi looked pretty rested last night.
Oh, yeah, he's very rested. He's very rested. And I stand by this. He's coming off injury last year, and he had a long year. He should be able to rest some. Even Paul George is coming off shoulder surgery. So I know we talk about rest, but these guys are coming off legitimate injury, and now that they're back and healthy, it's going to be a problem.
Look, the reality of it is, if you're paying attention to the numbers, when they're all on the floor together, which doesn't happen often, they never lose.
They never lose.
They never lose. Yes. So let's see what happens on Sunday. We are just getting started on the...
And enjoy the fact that one of the game's great players is back on the floor. We get to enjoy Mike Greenberg now with more on Steph's return.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. And Richard Jefferson is here. And when we saw him throw in that shot right before the half, you just started to laugh. What was...
Because it's still just a video game for him, and it's good to have him back. Like, when we talk about injuries most of the time, he had a left-hand injury. Now, mind you, it was severe. There was some nerve damage, and he missed 50 games. But ultimately, his legs are fine. That right hand of his is fine. So all the things that we've been seeing him do, he's going to continue to do.
So if you get him back, you think about getting Clay back and everything else. Obviously, this year was just a complete write-off. How good could Golden State be next year?
I think they're going to have most likely a top 10 pick. Some people are projecting top 5, possible number 1. But even then, those players take a lot of time to develop. I think for Steph Curry, I think it's all about how healthy Klay Thompson's going to be. Coming back from ACL, it takes time. He's probably not going to play 82 games. So let's say you get Klay for 60 games next year. I put him in the 3, 4, 5 range.
Quickly, we heard LeBron there, and it's LeBron against Giannis tonight. And LeBron is saying he doesn't care about regular season.
He's lying.
Yeah, he's lying, right?
Yeah, it's 100%. He's giving the right message because he's got to, as the leader of a team, make it about the team, not about himself. But he does it from a competitive advantage.
He wants to be the
He will
MVP.
100%.
And so he will bring it tonight against Giannis.
100%. And to me,